Okay, so I got one of these Braun 4-foot LED lights. I really like it a lot. I went to turn it on, and the chain broke. So what you have to do is pry off the end. See, this end goes on here like this. And then you have to pry it off. And I took the screw out here. You may have to do that too, because it looks like this. It looks like it might slide on if you just loosen. Well, actually, looks like the screw doesn't have anything to do with it. So you probably don't have to. I took all the screws out. I hope that doesn't. But anyway, that's. And what happens is that the chain broke inside the switch. So this just pries, just to recap, just pry this off. You have to unscrew this first. This collet, it screws on this, and this goes through the opening right there. So you have to unscrew this first, and then pull the socket out. And then it looks like it's got so are those Torx? And it look like Torx. And then you gotta either replace the chain or reconnect. It could be that it just reconnects, but it looks like it broke. So I'll finish up with the rest of this and see what it needs. Let's see what's in there. So you can probably I'll just probably need to screw those screws back in. What I found out was, so you can see there's an opening, a C-shaped opening. Right there. And what I did is I tried to, so switch turns clockwise when you pull the chain. And those aren't Torx or rivets. And if you take the top off, there's a hairpin. So there's a hairpin across there. And that's what that channel's for, is to set the hairpin at the 6 o'clock position. So they stick something in there, and after they put the top on, and they whether it's a machine or a person, and they hook the hairpin, and it's the other end of the spring or the hairpin is connected down. Let's see if I can find it again. It's down on this side somewhere. I tried to go in the end with a pair of tweezers and grab the chain or a real long narrow needle nose, but that didn't work. So what I did is I drilled a hole right there. I'm going to try to push the switch. And then maybe the chain will come out enough that I can grab it. So this is the switch, and what I thought I could do is, I tried to reach in here with a pair of needle nose pliers to grab the chain. I tried a small pair of tweezers, that like these, and that didn't work either. And so I drilled a hole right there with the idea of being able to push this switch. And it travels clockwise because the chain came out here. So I thought I could move the switch, you know, I thought it would go travel more clockwise and the chain would be hanging down in there, but I don't think it's, that's happening. But there's also a grounding strap you have to connect. It's this green and black wire, and it looks like it didn't have a nut, and it looks like the eyelet is threaded. So I'll probably be able to just screw the screw back in there, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm probably going to, like I said, I'm probably just going to get like a toggle switch and put it on the top here or something to turn it on and off. I mean, I could drill the rivets. Out. Then I'd have to put that hair's where it connects right on the other side. But then I'd have to redo that hairspring, and I don't know. I mean, what came apart? This chain broke once. I mean, it was really long and it broke. See right there? And then the other ends, you know how they have that, like, it's like a long piece and it's got a slit in it. And then you take one of these and you drop it down in the slit, and then it hooks into the end of the chain. It's got one of those in there, and they didn't make it long enough. They should have made it that with it out sticking out the end. This is only warranted for 90 days, so... It looks like this was on there. No, but it had a nut. Or did it screw into this? Or did it screw into the top? Let's see if these will go back in. Okay, those went in really easy, so I've got the right screws. They went in. So what I decided to do is I'm going to try to drill a hole in the back and then draw the chain out and attach the broken part of the chain, and then push it back through and drop it down in there. Hopefully that will work. tweezers. Oh yeah. So what happened is this just came apart. It's got one of those little, they're oblong, sort of like. Oh, where'd the chain go? Or maybe the chain did break. Well, you know, I think I could fix it. I can probably join the two pieces of chain together. I'd have to open up. I'd have to see what happens. It came apart. See how there's an opening right there. So what I'd have to do is pry it open and then put, see the bead in back of it? There's like a rod. Well, the rod's got like a nail head on each end. And the part that broke has that nail head. So I'd have to pry that apart and then put the end in there and squeeze it back together. I could do that, but you know, I think it's just cheap chain and it's just going to break again. And I wouldn't want it to break when I really need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the switch off. And then what I have these switches. They're for computer power supplies. And it's rated at, I think it's like, let's see, it's rated at 10 amps for 125 volts AC. So even if it's DC, you know, the 10 amps are what matters. And I mean, the 125 volts AC is probably, that's the voltage. Well, it's like a fuse, you know. If you have a fuse and it's like 6 amps and it's 125 volts or 250 volts, well, the voltage is just the point that anything over 125 volts will arc from one end to the other, and that's what the switch. Anything over 125 volts, it will just arc, and the 10 amps is the working current that can go through without burning it out. So I'm probably good on that. I mean, it's even if it's DC, it's not going to be it's not going to be like 125 amps. I can guarantee you that. Forgot to tell you where I'm going to put the switch. So this is the end cap. So I'm going to put the switch in there like this. Just put a rocker switch in there. Cut it out a little bit square. I'll have a nice rocker switch on the end like that. Like I said, it's a switch for a power supply, computer power supply. I found a nut for the grounding strap. Let's see if you can see it. There it is. And also, I cut out the end and installed that switch in it. All I have to do is cut the wires on this switch and solder them to the back of this switch. And I'll have my light again. Going to clip off the old switch. Now it's time to try it. Oh, it works perfect. I have my light back again.